Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive, real-time shift happening right now in the tech world. We're looking at the evolution of AI, specifically how it's moving from these isolated, kind of siloed experiments straight into becoming the core end-to-end engine of modern business. We're pulling our insights today directly from an incredibly fascinating panel discussion that happened live at the IBM Think 2026 conference. We've got a ton of great data and expert perspectives to get through, so let's just dive right in.
Tim Crawford, a CIO strategic advisor, frames this entire explainer perfectly. He said, "We're a little bit exiting the hype phase and moving into how this cohesive process impacts how we change how our business operates." I love this quote because it really jolts you awake, right? We are officially moving past the whole novelty chatbot era. We're entering real maturity now. It's no longer about what AI can do in theory. It's about how it literally rewires how a business operates day to day.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap so you know exactly where we're heading today. First, from hype to reality. Second, the executive trust test. Third, the governance imperative. Fourth, enter the chief AI officer. And finally, the next funding wave.
So, Section 1, from hype to reality, end-to-end integration.
The big takeaway here is that AI is definitely no longer just about isolated domains. We're talking complete life cycles and actual business outcomes. Take Bob, for example. Bob's an internal AI agent. Now, Bob started out as a simple coding buddy. And sure, he's still seeing landmark step function improvements there, but he's totally outgrown that box. These coding agents are maturing into powerful internal super tools that touch every layer of your daily tech stack. They're building PowerPoint tasks, they're manipulating massive Excel files, and just fundamentally transforming the daily workflow for entire teams. And this integration goes deep, right? Especially in IT operations. It's creating a completely new reality. Think about it. Step 1, you're actually generating infrastructure as code using AI. Step 2, you use that same AI to monitor the environments, managing high availability, flipping over to the cloud, coming back on-prem. And then step 3, the AI continuously optimizes that entire estate. Historically, doing all that required incredibly specialized niche skills. But now, this totally new skill set is being put directly into everyone's hands. It's a real game changer.
Moving on to Section 2, the executive trust test, betting the business on AI.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, well, you can have all the integrated tools in the world, but if your executives don't actually buy in, you aren't going anywhere. An IBM Institute for Business Value study of 2,000 CEOs found something wild. 64% of those leaders are now comfortable making major strategic decisions based purely on AI-generated input. Just think about how massive that is. Not that long ago, the consensus was totally stay away from AI for serious stuff because of hallucinations. But now, a strong majority of CEOs are willing to literally bet the direction of their company on what an AI tells them.
But, and this is a big but, the experts issue a strong warning about that 64%. We really have to understand the difference between implicit trust and earned trust. Right now, a lot of that buy-in, it's fragile, implicit trust. If a major AI breach happens, and honestly some experts fully expect one in 2026, that trust could absolutely plummet. To survive, organizations have to build mature earned trust. So how do you do that? You demand explainability, visibility, and traceability. When an agent kicks off a tool call, you need to trace it and know exactly how it made that decision. Because without that, you're just flying blind.
Which brings us to Section 3, the governance imperative, running 1,000 mph with guardrails.
So this introduces the crucial tension of our whole explainer. How do you balance seizing these massive opportunities, running at 1,000 miles an hour, while keeping the company out of trouble? Hilary Hunter from IBM drew this brilliant historical parallel to the cloud security era. Look back at 2018 to 2020. If you asked CISOs back then, almost all of them thought the cloud was way less secure than their own on-prem data centers. But fast forward to 2023, and that completely flipped. CISOs will tell you the cloud is highly secure now. Why? Because structured guardrails and automated code finally came together. The argument here is that AI in 2026 has to follow this exact same path to governance. That's how you make high-speed innovation safe.
Okay, so what did those guardrails actually look like? Well, first, you need basic, public-facing guardrails to stop inappropriate outputs right in their tracks. But look at that second point. That is a hidden danger right there. Monitoring resource and token consumption. The experts pointed out that a rogue AI agent might not even be some malicious hacker attack. It could literally just be an internal tool that goes sideways and starts consuming a massive, expensive amount of computing tokens before anyone even notices. You absolutely have to balance your security boundaries with strict compliance requirements from day one. It can't be an afterthought.
All right, Section 4. Enter the Chief AI Officer, leading the AI era.
To manage this crazy balance between speed and governance, we're seeing a new organizational antidote. 76% of surveyed organizations now have a chief AI officer. But here's the catch. The CIO cannot just sit in a siloed room inventing policies. The panel was super clear on this. If they operate alone, they're just going to get a no from the CISO, a no from the risk officer, and a no from legal. As you can see, you need a cross-functional AI council. Without this team co-designing the guardrails, you just end up with roadblocks. Joint responsibility is literally the only way you get to a yes on AI implementation.
But that brings up kind of an existential question. Is the CAO a permanent fixture in the C-suite, or just a temporary bridge through the hype cycle? The experts debated this a lot. Some see it like the chief data officer role. You know, a title created to bridge a gap when traditional CIOs just weren't ready for the shift. If AI truly becomes a pervasive, everyday tool across the whole business, maybe the need for a dedicated AI wrangler just fades away. Or, actually scratch that, maybe as AI pushes deeper into HR and operations, the role evolves into something we haven't even seen yet.
And our final section, number 5, the next funding wave, the market reality.
Let's zoom out to the global venture capital landscape for a second. This whole maturity curve is translating into just unprecedented market investments. Look at this Crunchbase data from April. AI accounts for a staggering 66% of all global venture investment. 2/3 of the entire world's startup funding is pouring into this exact space. That leaves just 34% for literally the rest of the tech world combined. It kind of makes you wonder if there's even any technology left right now that isn't AI.
To put a raw dollar amount on that 66%, $37 billion. That is a massive single-month funding figure. And the panelists were quick to point out these startups aren't just out there building fundamental large language models anymore. They aren't trying to outcompute the giants. Instead, they're using AI to solve very specific, long-standing industry problems, like deep supply chain issues or hyper-specific business functions. The money is heavily chasing real-world, mature solutions.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative thought straight from the conference floor. Is your organization's AI speed matching its executive AI literacy? The source material made this crystal clear. A leader's personal use and literacy will absolutely act as the speed limit for their entire organization. You can't just buy this tech. Your executive team has to actually understand it to govern it safely. So think about your own organization for a second. Are you truly exiting the hype phase, or are you just talking about it? Well, that's it for this explainer. I really hope this breakdown helped you grasp the massive shifts happening in enterprise AI right now. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, keep learning.